If you've been thinking about going electric but don't want something huge, expensive, or overly complicated, 2026 is shaping up to be your year. Compact and crossover EVs are now the sweet spot, easier to park, cheaper to own, and still roomy enough for everyday life. Every car on this list offers real-world range, solid performance, and everyday practicality. These are the 5 best electric compact SUVs for 2026, chosen for their mix of price, efficiency, size, and features that actually matter to real drivers. Let's jump right in. Starting off with the one that set the bar for everyone else, the 2026 Hyundai Ioniq 5 is still the benchmark for compact electric SUVs, and for good reason. It's one of the few EVs that manages to look like a concept car while driving like a daily. For 2026, Hyundai has made it even more appealing by slashing prices across the lineup. Some trims dropped by nearly $9,000 compared to last year. The range now starts at around $36,600 for the SE standard range and climbs to just over $50,000 for a fully loaded, limited all-wheel drive model. Underneath, the Ioniq 5 rides on Hyundai's advanced eGMP 800-volt platform, offering either a 63 kWh or an 84 kWh battery pack. The single-motor rear-wheel drive model makes 225 horsepower and reaches up to 303 miles of range, while the dual-motor all-wheel drive setup boosts power to 320 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque, good for a 0 to 60 run in about 4.5 seconds. Charging speed remains a standout, 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes using a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, one of the fastest recharge times in the entire segment. Inside, the cabin still feels refreshingly futuristic without being over-designed. You get dual 12.3-inch displays, an available heads-up display, eco-friendly materials, and a sliding center console that makes it feel more like a minimalist lounge than a car. Hyundai also added a heat pump system for better cold weather performance and began integrating the NACS charging port, unlocking future access to Tesla's supercharger network. And if you like the Ioniq 5 but crave a little more excitement, step up to the Ioniq 5N, Hyundai's first all-electric performance SUV. It packs a wild 641 horsepower in boost mode, hits 60 miles per hour in 3.25 seconds, and even simulates gear shifts with artificial N-E-shift feedback and synthetic engine sounds for a surprisingly visceral experience. It's track-capable yet daily drivable, the kind of EV that makes enthusiasts grin while still offering SUV practicality. Among this year's compact electric SUVs, the Ioniq 5 remains the fastest charging, best value, and most balanced of the bunch. A futuristic EV that proves practicality and personality can absolutely coexist. Next up is Toyota's long-awaited leap into the fully electric world. The 2026 CHR is one of the most interesting newcomers to the compact electric SUV scene, and a big moment for Toyota. After years of playing it safe with hybrids, the world's biggest automaker is finally going all in on battery power, and this little crossover proves they're not messing around. The new CHR is built on Toyota's dedicated eTNGA electric platform, shared with a few upcoming Subaru and Lexus EVs, and it's designed to feel familiar yet futuristic, exactly what you'd expect from Toyota's first real compact EV crossover. Power comes from a dual-motor all-wheel drive setup, making a combined 338 horsepower, which gives it more punch than most people will ever need in a city-sized SUV. The 74.7 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery delivers an estimated 290 miles of range, making it one of the longest-range electric Toyotas to date. Toyota also confirmed it'll use the NACS charging port for 2026, giving owners access to Tesla's supercharger network, a huge deal for anyone worried about charging infrastructure. Expect 10 to 80% charging in roughly 30 minutes on a DC fast charger, which puts it right in line with the segment average. Inside, the cabin mirrors Toyota's latest design direction, tech-forward, driver-focused, and more premium than you'd expect for a compact SUV that'll likely start at around $34,000. A large touchscreen infotainment system anchors the dash, flanked by digital gauges and sleek ambient lighting. Materials are sustainably sourced, and there's more usable cargo space than the outgoing gas model. What's new for 2026? pretty much everything. This is Toyota's first dedicated compact EV SUV in North America. It's sportier than the bZ4X, more efficient, and arguably better looking too. Among this year's top compact electric SUVs, the CHR-BEV stands out as the most balanced blend of performance, practicality, and brand reliability. A truly modern Toyota for the EV era. Okay, before we jump into the next one, make sure to hit subscribe, as it really helps the channel and keeps you in the loop on everything new in the automotive world. Moving over to the premium side of the lineup, the 2026 Volvo EX30 is proof that you don't need a massive SUV or a massive budget to enjoy Scandinavian luxury in an EV. Volvo calls it their smallest SUV ever, but there's nothing small about what it delivers. Starting at around $40,000, the EX30 undercuts many other premium electric crossovers while packing in design, performance, and safety that scream modern Volvo. It's built on the new SEA platform shared with Polestar, which means it's quick, efficient, and rock solid on the road. The single-motor extended range version makes 268 horsepower, sends power to the rear wheels, and delivers an EPA-estimated 261 miles of range. Go for the twin-motor performance model, and you're looking at 422 horsepower and a blistering 3.4-second 0-60 time, making it the quickest Volvo ever built. Range dips slightly to about 253 miles, but that's a fair trade for sports car levels of acceleration in a compact SUV that's barely 14 feet long. DC fast charging tops out at 153 kilowatts, bringing the battery from 10 to 80% in just under 30 minutes. And yes, it'll also support the NACS plug for supercharger access. Inside, the EX30 feels like stepping into a Scandinavian apartment. Minimalist, warm, and perfectly functional. There's a single large central touchscreen running Google built in, a soundbar-style speaker system integrated across the dash, and interior materials made from recycled denim, flax, and fishing nets. The cabin feels premium but not pretentious, and every inch is designed with purpose. For 2026, Volvo adds new color options, refined software, and a slightly updated interface. But the real story is how much performance and personality this small crossover packs for the money. Among this year's best compact electric SUVs, the EX30 stands out as the most luxurious, quickest, and most design-focused of them all. Proof that good things really do come in small, Swedish packages. Next, we have the EV that brought a little muscle car energy into the compact SUV world, the 2026 Ford Mustang Mach-E. When it first launched, purists lost their minds over the idea of a Mustang badge on an SUV. But fast forward a few years, and this thing has carved out its own identity. It's quick, stylish, practical, and still one of the most emotionally engaging electric crossovers you can buy. For 2026, Ford keeps refining the Mach-E formula, offering more range, faster charging, and an upgraded interior that finally feels premium enough to match its price tag. Pricing starts at around $44,795 for the Select trim and climbs to around $61,000 for the GT Performance Edition. The base version comes with a 72 kilowatt-hour battery and a single motor making 264 horsepower, good for about 250 miles of range. Step up to the 91 kilowatt-hour extended range battery and range jumps to roughly 320 miles in rear-wheel drive form. Add the dual motor setup and you get 480 horsepower and 634 pound-feet of torque, enough to launch the Mach-E GT from 0 to 60 in as little as 3.5 seconds, matching the acceleration of some serious sports cars. Charging performance has improved too. The Mach-E now supports up to 150 kilowatt DC fast charging, bringing the battery from 10 to 80% in about 32 minutes. And thanks to Ford adopting the NACS plug, owners will soon have access to Tesla's massive supercharger network, a huge upgrade in long-distance usability. Inside, the Mach-E feels high-tech but familiar. The massive 15.5-inch vertical touchscreen runs Ford's latest sync system, now smoother and quicker to respond. The cabin is roomy, visibility is great, and you even get a proper frunk for extra storage. A washable, drainable bin that's perfect for tossing in muddy hiking gear or icing down a few drinks after a long drive. Basically, it's the only EV in this class that doubles as its own portable cooler. Ford clearly knew its audience. If you want a compact electric SUV that doesn't feel sterile or appliance-like, this is it. the Mustang Mach-E stands out as the most performance-oriented and character-driven option in this year's lineup. Proof that going electric doesn't mean giving up on excitement. It's the EV that bridges practicality with passion, and in 2026, it's better than ever. And finally, we wrap it up with the one that still sets the pace for everyone else, the 2026 Tesla Model Y. It's still the reigning champ of compact electric SUVs, the EV everyone else keeps trying to catch. It's not the newest, the flashiest, or even the cheapest anymore, but in 2026 it remains the one to beat. Tesla didn't reinvent the wheel this year. Instead, it refined the formula with subtle upgrades to ride comfort, cabin insulation, and efficiency that make the Model Y feel more polished and grown up than ever. The big headline for 2026 is Tesla's new standard trim, part of a strategic pricing shift that makes the Model Y more accessible. It starts at just $42,990, offering roughly 260 miles of range from a smaller battery pack, while the long-range model delivers about 330 miles for $49,990. The performance trim still leads the pack, blasting from 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds and topping out near $53,000. It's a lineup that covers everything from value-minded buyers to thrill seekers, all under the same unmistakable silhouette. Charging, as always, remains Tesla's ace in the hole. The brand's supercharger network is still the gold standard, fast, reliable, and expanding rapidly. You can add up to 162 miles of range in just 15 minutes. And with automatic route planning and battery preconditioning, long trips feel effortless. Inside, the minimalist cabin remains refreshingly simple, dominated by a 15-inch touchscreen that controls nearly everything. And if you need space, the Model Y has you covered. Literally, it offers the most cargo room of all 5 SUVs on this list by a wide margin. Between the massive rear storage and front trunk, there's room for everything from groceries to camping gear. For 2026, the Model Y continues to be the quickest, most connected, and most practical electric SUV in its class, proof that Tesla's crown isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And that wraps up the 5 best compact electric SUVs for 2026, each one proving that small can still be smart, fast, and seriously fun to drive. The Ioniq 5 still leads on value and charging speed. The CHR brings Toyota reliability to the EV world. The EX30 adds a dose of Scandinavian luxury. The Mach-E injects real-world performance and personality into the segment. And the Model Y, well, it's still the one everyone's chasing. If you found this breakdown helpful, tap that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the cars, trucks, and SUVs shaping the future of driving. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.